Well, thankfully, it was a quiet morning.
Yeah, it has been a pretty quiet morning thus far. Some patchy fog in a few locations. That's starting to really fade away and mix out here as the winds start to pick up from the south, which means that we're actually going to see the sunshine here for a little while this morning. Sunrise coming up in about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes here in much of the region. But more clouds out to our west. Those will start to arrive through this afternoon. Right now, winds already starting to pick up from the southwest. Still fairly mild for this time of year outside, but winds will turn more out of the west this afternoon and actually become pretty strong. We're thinking gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour, especially during the later afternoon and early evening hours. Now winds will start to calm down just a little bit overnight and into Friday, but winds will be out of the northwest on Friday, setting up a pretty chilly, blustery into the week. So falling temperatures today. Again, those southwest winds this morning, once they turn more out of the west, that is going to be the signal that we are tracking some of the colder air starting to arrive. So just kind of a cold, windy afternoon here in the region. Friday, Saturday, finally starting to feel a little more like the month of January. We have seen some very mild weather so far this month. That is set to change, and eventually another storm system on the horizon as well. That arrives on Saturday night into Sunday. It's primarily going to be rain at this point, it looks like, for our region, but we could see some snow mix in as well, especially early Sunday morning. Live views coming in from across the region with temperatures outside our studio, 45 degrees. One thing to use some caution with this morning is we do have a lot of standing water. Pretty heavy rainfall. Some spots picking up more than 2 inches of rain yesterday. Mount Vernon still reporting 45, Metropolis at 48. You can see the moon there in the distance. 43 right now in Carbondale. Still some wet roads out in much of the region as well. So again, just use a little extra caution this morning. 59 in Louisville, Kentucky. Nashville still near 60 degrees. 43 in Carbondale. There's the cold air getting pulled in behind the storm system. No, 36 right now in Kansas City. That's some of that cold air that will arrive as we go throughout the day today. So some sunshine early, but here's the clouds already making their return towards the lunchtime hour, and temperatures continue to fall through the afternoon. Strong winds from the west, and by about 3-4 o'clock, we're talking temperatures back in the lower 40s. We'll continue to fall into the evening hours, and there's a chance, especially after sunset tonight, that we could see a few sprinkles, maybe even a few snow flurries overnight and into early Friday morning. We're not expecting any accumulation, but Friday morning pretty cold to start, just below freezing, and then during the afternoon hours just kind of chilly and blustery. A lot of clouds around. Highs only in the upper 30s in some of our northern counties, lower 40s elsewhere from Carbondale to Marion and Harrisburg. Turning our attention to that next storm system on Sunday, a pretty good chance late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. We're dealing with some rain possibly mixed with some snow, and a pretty active pattern here through the middle of next week. That next storm system, the storm track is pretty much right over top of us. That's not a good storm track for snow, but again, on the backside as the colder air gets brought in, we could see some of that rain change over to light snow. Temperatures, though, still above freezing, so impacts, accumulation, unlikely at this point in our region. 44 on Monday, and then that next storm system Tuesday night and into Wednesday. We'll really have to keep an eye on that one. That storm track could be a little more favorable for some winter weather, but it's a long ways out there. Temperatures, though, starting to feel colder. Highs by the middle of next week, back into the upper 30s.
Tell you what, no more 50s on the board. Can I get more of those 50s?
No more 60s. Right. We would have to pay for it eventually.
We are. All right. Well, we'll be back and look what we're working on for the next half hour.